Hi, it's a very quick video showing you how to create and edit a product. Okay, the first thing you need to do is come over to Catalog. If I hover over Catalog, you'll see the top option is Manage Products. Click Manage Products, and you'll see a list of all the products currently within the site. Now, the key thing to remember is if you're trying to do an action, i.e. save something or create something, it's always going to be an orange button over on the right hand side. What we want to do this time is add a product. Then it asks us what type of product we want to create. You'll always want to create a default simple product. So just click continue. If you look down the left hand side, you'll see all the options associated with each individual product. Now we don't have to complete every one of these tabs, we just need to work through the core tabs. The first tab, General, gives us all the basic information about the product. So we just need to give the product a name. Let's call this one Test Bed Number 1. We need to give the product a SKU code, a SKU code. This is your stock number basically. You don't have to enter anything relevant in there, but you do have to enter a unique number. So in this case we'll just use 0001. Weight. Weight is good if you want the site to calculate shipping for you based upon the product's weight. So rather than entering exact weights for individual products, which might be a bit time consuming, it's often best if you group your products into 3 or 4 weight categories. So perhaps the really large products will be a weight category 4, the light products will be weight category 1, and you'll group all your products within one of those 4 categories. So let's say this is a big heavy product, we'll give it a weight rating of 4. Set product from and set product to. If this is a product that isn't currently in stock, but is coming into stock in the near future, you can set the dates that it's coming into stock, and the product will automatically display on the front end of the site when that date is reached. Similarly, if it's coming out of stock at a certain date and you know what that date is, you can put the date in there and it'll stop displaying on the site when that date arrives. Status. This is whether it's visible on the front end of the site or not, so we want enabled. And then the URL key. If you look at the top of the browser, you'll see that the website will sit on www.thebedcentre.co.uk/. This is the bit that comes after the /. So keep it short and keep it relevant to the product name and use some keywords in there. So in this case we'll just use test-bed-1. So try to keep it under 3 words and don't use any punctuation. No capitals, no special characters. The only punctuation you can use is what I've used here, and that's the dash. Next is visibility. This is how you want this product to be visible on the front end of the site. Catalog search is always the option you want, and it's the default option, so leave that one alone. Similarly, leave allow gift message alone. The next 4 boxes relate to the 3 sections on the home page where you're displaying products. There's a better way of displaying products in those sections, so we'll leave that alone for the time being. Every time you complete a screen, it's always worth clicking Save and Continue Edit. So if you click Save and Continue Edit, it moves you on to the next tab because you can't save the product without completing a couple of boxes. First we need to give the product a description. So if we click that orange button there, it opens up a mini version of Word, and it's dead simple. You just enter in your product text. You can format that as you would a Word document, so highlight an area of text, make it bold, italic, underline, change the font size, change the font type. A couple of tips: I'd keep the font size the same throughout the site. Don't change that, and keep the font type the same as well. You want consistency moving through the site. If you're going to copy and paste from another document, whether that's a Word document, whether that's a text document, whether that's an email or another website, the most important thing to remember is this button over here. If you hover over that button, it says Paste as Plain Text. Now, if you're pasting in for another document, it's going to pull all the code, all the bits and pieces of information that you and I can't see. It's going to put it into this document, and it's going to cause problems on the site. So if I click that button there, it tells me that it's now in plain text mode, and I can just paste directly into there. That is the most important thing to remember. Do not paste from another document directly into this site. So once you've done that, click Submit, and it'll drop the text into there. Details, you'll see on the front end of the site, details relate to this area here. So you need to give the product a description, and you need to give it details. So let's enter something in there. Short description. If you're viewing a product on a category page, then there's a short description, a summary of the product that tempts the visitor through to the product page. That's what goes in this box here. So if we click the WYSIWYG editor, again, let's enter some text. Same applies if you're pasting from another document. Make sure you use the paste as plain text. That's the most important thing to remember. Click submit, and it drops it straight into the box. Then we've got the option of choosing badges for the product. Now these aren't the correct badges at the moment, but you'll get an idea of what they relate to. If I go back to the site and go back to the home page, you'll see there's an overlay here on this product which says free delivery. That's because it's been selected here. So let's say this one's got free delivery, and we just select that option there. Again, as we move off the screen, let's click Save and Continue Edit. It's forcing us straight onto the Prices tab because we can't save a product without a price. The first box is the RRP price, or the was or pre-sale price basically. So let's put make this $5.99, and then let's give it a special price, which is the actual buy it now price at $3.99. Again, if you want to set dates when that price is special price is applicable between, then you just enter the dates in these two boxes, and when these dates are reached, this price will be available. When these dates are passed, it'll go back to the normal RRP price. Cost, if you want the site to work out your profit margins, not just your turnover, you can enter the cost price of that product in there. It's not visible obviously on the front end of the site, but in terms of the back end of the site will calculate your turnover and your profit. Tier price, I doubt you'll use this option, but it's there, so I'll mention it. If you want to add bulk buying discounts, this is the option that lets you do that. So if you want to say purchase 2 and above, and the price drops down from $3.99 to $2.99, then we'd enter 2 and above, and the price would be $2.99. That means if someone adds more than 2 of these products, 2 or more rather of these products to their cart, then the price per product will drop to $2.99 from $3.99. We won't set that option. Tax class, you have to fill in this field, and you just want taxable goods. Is the product available for purchase with Google Checkout? Leave it set to yes. We can come to that at a later date. Again, save and continue edit. Now the next tabs to look at is meta information. Meta information is a summary of your product to a search engine. So it's a really good opportunity. It's a really good opportunity to tell a search engine in your terms what this page and what this product is about. The meta title, you don't want to go above 60 characters. That's the key thing to remember here. You want to keep it short, you want to keep it full of keywords, and you want to make sure the keywords are nearer the start as opposed to, excuse me, right at the end. So the keywords we're going to want to appealing to are bed. So let's put and the brand names really. So let's call this a test. That will be the brand name. Yeah, test bed. With memory foam mattress. That'll be another keyword. Great prices at the bed centre. Something like that. That's about the right sort of length. It's under 60 characters. You've got the keywords in there on a couple of occasions, and you've got keywords near the start of the sentence as opposed to just right at the end there. So that's quite a good example of a meta title. Meta keywords you don't need to worry about, but meta description again is quite important. If someone searches for a product on a search engine, they'll be able to read your meta description, and it's a good opportunity to make sure that that visitor clicks through to your website and not through to one of your competitors. So again, you want to keep it short, under 160 characters. You want to keep it full of keywords, but you want to use this opportunity to entice a visitor into your website. So something like full range test beds in all bed sizes with great offers, memory foam mattresses to match, or with home delivery, and our price promise. something like that. Again, it's about the right sort of length. It's under 160 characters. You've got plenty of keywords in there. It reads well, and it will hopefully entice a visitor from a search engine into your site. With both of those boxes, the meta title and the meta description, you need to make sure there are no spelling mistakes and you're consistent with how you capitalise words. If you're going to capitalise every word in the meta title, fine, but make sure it's every word. And if you're going to capitalise certain words in meta description, it's probably best not to write that as you would a sentence in an email or in a letter. So once you've done that, save and continue edit. And make sure you wait for the page to save before you move on to the next screen. And the next one we need to look at is images. We're just going to work through this in sequence basically, so it's images next. First thing we do is over to Browse Files. Let's choose an image. I've got an image on here called Test Bed. It's really important you label your images with a relevant title that matches up with the image. There's no point calling this picture 0.604 because a search engine will come along and it will use this title to get an indication of what the image is about. So if you don't use relevant product images, relevant image titles, then search engines won't be able to read the images. So testbed's a good example. Let's just double click that and you'll see it drops in here. And then we need to upload the file. The other thing to be wary of here is you don't want to be uploading big files. This image is about 150, 200k. That's about what you want to aim for. There's no point in uploading megabyte or nearly a megabyte images because it will slow up the site, it will use up storage, it will use up extra bandwidth, and it will end up costing you money in hosting. So try and make sure all the images are a consistent size of about 200, 250k. We then need to select what we want to use this image for. Base image is the main image. Small image is the image that will appear on category pages and on the home page, and thumbnail is the image that will appear upon checkout. So in most cases you'll want to use the same image for all three of those, and you can upload as many images as you like. You probably want to try and aim for 3 to 4 images per product. In this case we'll just use that one image. So save and continue edit. And when that's saved, we don't need to worry about reoccurring profile, ignore that one. We don't need to worry about design, ignore that one. We do need to worry about inventory. Inventory basically lets the site manage your stock for you. If you're always going to have products in stock, then it's probably best if you don't get the site to manage your stock levels. If you have set stock numbers for certain products, then it's probably best that you do let the site manage the stock for you. But obviously be wary that if you're selling products in store as well, they're not always going to marry up. So at the moment it's set to manage stock, and we just need to put the quantity that's in stock for this item. So we've got 10 in stock. When 10 products on the site are sold, this will show as out of stock. So you need to keep on top of that. And at the moment it says out of stock at the bottom. We just need to change that to in stock. Really important you do that. Put a number in there, change this to in stock, otherwise it's not going to appear on the front end of the site. Save and continue edit. The next tab we're going to move on to is categories. This will dictate where this product sits within the site. So you see at the moment, you click the little plus, it brings down all the subcategories within a category. So if we don't put this product in a category, it's not going to be visible on the front end of the site. So as it's a test bed, we need to put it in one of the bed categories here. I would suggest we put this one in the van beds. So if I tick that box, it will appear in that category. Now you can put the same product in as many categories as you want. So if this falls into that category, and it could also be argued that it falls into that category, then tick that box as well. So save and continue edit. Again, wait for the page to save before you move on to the next tab. The next thing we want to do, ignore related products, is upsells. That's the next box for us. Now, upsells is a really good opportunity to get people to upgrade from a lower value product to a higher value product. And this will appear if we click on a product page. So let's click on that product there. bit slow at the moment because it's on our test server, but obviously the live site will be much quicker than this. And you can see that it says related items, but that's actually an upsell. And you can put as many of these in as you want. I suggest putting no more than 2, otherwise the page will be a bit overwhelming for the visitor. So if we go back to the back end of the site, the first thing we need to do is reset filter. Really important that you won't see any products there without clicking reset filter. Click reset filter, it pulls through all the products that are currently within the site, and we just need to choose a relevant product that is a good logical upsell from the product that the visitor is going to be looking at. So if this is test product number 1, let's say test product number 2 is a similar product, but it's a little bit more expensive and there's a bit more margin in it. And let's click that. Let's click save and continue edit. At this stage, you don't need to do anything with cross sales. You don't need to do anything with product reviews, product tags, or customer tag products. You can ignore those tabs. The next one you need to come on to is custom options. Rather than doing that in the same video, I'll do an extra video that explains custom options in a bit more detail. So let's just save the product one final time. And if I go to the front end of the site, it's in beds, and I think we put that in divan beds. So if I click divan beds, then we can see the product that we've just created. If we click on that, well, that's not the product we've just created actually.